I always catch you right in mid-smoke.
Yeah. You know, what's so weird is I don't even inhale it.
What do you do? Just lick it? You doing the Dalai Lama over there?
No, it's
Suck on my tongue. Suck on my USB drive.
I know it's flavor. I get it for the flavor, and then there's nicotine in it too, but I don't inhale it.
I get it for the flavor. I read it for the articles. Give me a break.
Yes, it's kind of like a cigar. I kind of treat it like a cigar.
Do you rinse it around in your mouth?
No.
Okay.
You just get when you inhale.
Hold on, because we got to get into the show. All right, hold on, because we're getting into topics here. Hold on, let's start the show. You ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. Oh, stop. I keep forgetting I mute the top track when we're doing this. Here we go.
Are you just trying to navigate adulthood in a world that still expects you to have it all figured out? Welcome to This Is 50 with your hosts, Travis Holmes and Shayne McManus.
Shayne.
Travis.
How are you? What do you mean?
I don't know. It feels like we're up at the crack of dawn, and it's what?
It's. I know we're doing the early show today. Yeah. I've got my. Got my mineral water here, Shayne. Yeah. I caught you in mid smoke every time. What are you puffing on over there?
It's a vape. I'm not gonna advertise the company that makes it. It's just a vape. I've been.
But I never knew that you smoke, though. You don't look like a smoker.
I did. I don't. I did when I was in the military. I smoked cigarettes a long time ago. I probably hadn't smoked a cigarette in 25 years.
What's your brand of choice when you were smoking?
When I had money, it was Marlboros.
The Reds?
Occasionally. No. Lights.
Oh,
the rims were too hard.
Pussy.
Well, I know. I was a new smoker, so hadn't conditioned my lungs yet. But every once in a while, I would get some Camels or something like that.
Filtered, unfiltered?
Filtered.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Unfiltered stuff is crazy. But I remember Camel used to make they called them a 10 gauge cigarette. So it was a big old fat cigarette. It was the same length as a regular cigarette, but it was like 2 cigarettes rolled into one.
And what was the point behind that?
Just, I don't know. I guess to have, smoke longer. It was just a bigger, fatter cigarette. But anyway, the vape is just, I don't know, to stop. Now, so here's my progression.
All right, here we go. Hold on, let me get my pen out. Go ahead.
Yeah, take notes on this one. So I started smoking, and I was like, all right, I don't want to smoke anymore. So to stop smoking, I started dipping.
Right, that's a fair trade.
Yeah, I mean, what do you want, your lungs to collapse or your jaw to fall off? Take your pick.
Yeah.
So then I quit dipping, and then life hit me, and so I was like, I'll need some form of nicotine to calm me down. So that's what I went to. Are you
addicted to nicotine? I mean, have you gone like a span without dip or smoking?
Yeah, I could stop it right now. This is more of just
sure you can. Sure you can.
I promise you. You can ask anybody in my family. I've done it 1,000 times. Just walked away from nicotine. I can put it down and never touch it again.
Does it give you a buzz? I mean, I smoked like cigarettes like to be cool in school, like 1 or 2, and then you kind of throw that away and you're like, oh God, that was disgusting. Is she looking? Is she looking still? Am I cool for her? No, it's stupid.
So are you asking if the vape gives me a buzz or
yeah,
the nicotine in general?
It's the nicotine,
I don't get it.
And you get the fruity flavors.
It's just a little calming, but there's no buzz to it. And I don't inhale it because it's like, I don't know, it's weird. So like most smokers, if a smoke, you can take a smoker that's been smoking for years and their lungs are probably shot, but if they inhale a vape, they'll cough their heads off.
Really?
I don't know why. I don't know why, but there's none of that other junk in this vape. But anyway, if you draw it in, kind of treat it like a cigar. You draw it in and you blow it out of your nose, and then you get the fruit flavor and a little bit of nicotine.
Is it an oral fixation or just a regular? I want this.
Occasionally, I really like the flavors, so I get different flavors.
They make Jolly Ranchers, right? Just stick a Jolly Rancher in your mouth. You get the oral and you get the flavor.
Do they make nicotine coated Jolly Ranchers?
I'm sure at some smoke shop somewhere they've got nicotine, quote unquote, nicotine Jolly Ranchers.
Yeah, I'll be by your house later to get what's left in that vial.
We haven't touched that. Oh, we haven't touched that. Nope, we haven't touched that vial.
Oh, you're just scared now. You'll be okay.
So I sell eggs here on the property. You know, we've got all these chickens and stuff out here, and we sell
like your wife's eggs.
No, like chicken eggs.
Okay.
We sell.
I don't know if y'all are desperate for money or something.
$10,000 each. No, but we sell chicken eggs here, and farm fresh. You know, free range chickens. They run around. There's a cat that.
I got a question. I've heard this phrase forever. Farm fresh. What does that mean? It just came out of the chicken.
It's not. Well, first of all, yeah, it's not processed. They're not, in a thing. They're not incubated. They're not anything. What you don't know is some chicken houses will keep the lights on for the chickens because a chicken will lay 1 egg a day. And if they keep the lights on in the chicken houses, they never know that it's nighttime. So their cycles will never stop. They basically don't sleep. So they will lay 2 to 3 eggs in a 24-hour period. That's
kind of cruel.
It is very cruel. And so ours at night, all the lights are off out there, of course, and they go up in the coop at night. And then in the morning, they all come out and they, go around and eat all the bugs and stuff in the yard, and they're good to go. So they're farm fresh. They're not really manufactured, I guess, is a loose term I could use for that. They're done naturally. If they have them, they have them. If they don't, they don't. But there's a cat running around here that's grabbed 2 of them yesterday, and I've got a trap out there. A live trap, where it catches them in the cage and they bounce around in the cage, spin around until I let them out somewhere.
So it's got to be like a neighbor's cat or something, because I don't think the 3-legged one could catch them, right?
No, yeah, it's not a neighbor's cat. Because we live out here in the country, there's a couple feral cats that run around here. And
shoot them bastards.
Yeah,
shoot those things.
I know. I don't. Amy would have a fit. She's an animal lover. So what I do is I catch it. I drive up to the gas station. It's about 8 miles away. And as I'm pumping gas, I kind of lean over the back of the truck and open the gate, and the cat goes, ving, because it's ready to go. Ving, right out the back, takes off.
Oops. Now I'll let it go.
Yep.
My cat got out. I didn't know. I was like, do you massage your chickens like they do that Wagyu beef?
We pick them up.
Have you seen that?
Yeah. We pick them up. They let us pick them up, and they freak out. They're like, burr, burr, burr. But we can pick them up and walk around with them. Yeah, they're friendly. They're user friendly.
We've got some other friends that raise chickens. They raise those silkies, but I don't know what those are. Those are almost like pets, though, aren't they?
Yeah, they're pets and mostly for show. I mean, you can eat the eggs. The eggs are okay. But all the chickens that we have are designed to be egg layers. Out of 365 days, these chickens will lay close to 250 eggs to 275 eggs a year. So, there's not many days off. As to where a meat-eating chicken would, I know chicken talk, right? A meat-eating chicken, like you raise the chicken for meat, will only lay about 100 to 125 eggs a year.
Oh, I thought you meant the chicken ate meat. No, I was like, what kind of chicken eats meat?
No, well, they all do, actually.
Do they eat themselves?
No, well, yes, actually, because I had to throw one of the chickens on the fire, because that's how we dispose of them. And what happens when you take a live chicken and you stick it on the fire? It cooks it. and you literally go out there and there's chicken meat out there, and the other chickens are pecking at it, eating at it. It's kind of disturbing, but it happens.
That's cannibalism. Yeah, it's Bob's turn this week. We're going to eat Bob.
Bob, you taste great.
little seasoning, little poultry seasoning on Bob.
Yeah. All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back. Chicken talk.
Hey, what?
I told you we'd get about 3 or 4 minutes out of it.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's obviously some talent here in the room to be able to talk about. Because we went from just went all over the place with that.
That's all right. You ready?
Oh yeah, sure.
All right.
Jeez, give a guy some notice.
All right. Well, Shane, I have speaking of notice, I got some bad news the other day.
Oh no.
Yeah, I got some bad news. Not for me.
Medical?
No.
Not for you?
No, I did see my new doctor. I'll get into her situation. Well, hold on. I mean, I'll get to what happened to her. or happened to me with her. Oh God, I'm getting it worse. All right, we'll talk about.
I'm gonna have to start going to the doctor with you. Do you need a ride the next pump?
Yeah. Well, hold on. I'll tell you about my friend, then I'll tell you about the doctor visit. So back in 96, 97, Howard Stern was full-fledged. You know, everyone loved Howard Stern. They loved, you know, his show and stuff on the radio. So there was this huge quest for all the radio stations to gather up groups of people to do shows like the Howard Stern show. They want a copycat. Hey, this is what sells. Let's copy it and reformat it and do it over and over again. Well, I was in one of these groups of people that got hired in 96, 97. I forget what year it was. And it was me and 3 other guys. And we were we were at Clear Channel at the time. And we'd sit in a studio and we'd talk. You know, it was a 2-hour show. We'd sit there and talk and do our thing and all that. The main guy, we were riding on his coattails because he had name recognition. None of us had name recognition, but the main guy had name recognition.
Baby DJs.
Huh?
You're baby DJs.
Yeah. So we rode on his coattails for a while. He became arrogant. Hey, this is my show. And I'm like going, I'm pretty sure that I'm the one who put all you guys together and got us the contract and everything. Yeah, but it's my name that's riding on the thing and so on and so forth. So the show lasted
about starting to sound familiar.
The show lasted about 1.5 years, maybe 2 years. I'm not sure. And it ended with me. Well, it ended for the 1.5 years because I walked off the show. I said, this is on the air. I said, this is bullshit. I said, I'm tired of your fucking attitude. You're ignorant. You're talentless and all this other, and just went around the room like, you suck. You're okay. Fuck you. You know, that type of thing. And I left and the show went on for another 2 months and then they got canceled.
Is there any audio recording of this?
The main guy, killed himself. I found out last month he shot himself. He was battling depression, which I had no idea. And he was on and off pills, like medicine pills, to help him do his thing. And, you know, and I was like, God, oh man, you know, I was so mean to him. And I was like, but you know what? He was an asshole. So, I mean, he didn't reach out to me to apologize, and I never reached out to him. When I walked out of that studio in 97, that was the last time I talked to him. Now, I still talk to a couple of the other guys, actually one of the other guys on the show. But then I for whatever reason, I always pop up because, you know, you kind of search, hey, I wonder what's going on with that person. You kind of just do a search. And it just so happens that I searched last week and I saw he had a business, and it said on the Facebook page, you know, unfortunately, his wife posted, unfortunately, my husband lost his battle with depression, and we're in mental health awareness month. I think this is what this month is. And I wanted to bring this up. And, you know, he lost his battle with depression, you know, respect for the family and all that. And I reached out to the one guy I talked to. I'm like, hey, man, you know, I said, what happened to, I'm not going to say his name. Hey, what happened to, you know, what's his name? He's like, yeah, man, he killed himself. I said, well, what happened? He goes, he shot himself. And I'm like, God almighty. How messy is that? I mean, that's the first thing that went through my head. I mean, pardon the pun. That's the first thought that I had was, how messy is that? And how conceited and, you know, self-absorbed that you would do this to yourself and leave yourself in this situation, this position, for everyone else to take care of you. Literally have to clean up after you. I mean, it was just hard. And I just sat there and I'm like, oh. And I told my wife, I said, hey, you remember such and such from the such and such show? Yeah. I said, well, he shot himself in the head. He killed himself. And because I didn't talk to him for however many years since 97, I didn't know that he was battling or doing anything. But there's some kind of that Robin Williams mentality where you put on this front and, hey, everything's fine, everything's good. He had this big ego and stuff, and deep down inside, he was battling something, I guess. So that's. Well, I mean,
I won't go into a whole ton of detail, but we've got some personal experience with that in our family. So, and like I said, I won't go into big detail with it, but it's, you know, those same thoughts were there with, you know, with the person that this happened to. And it was, you know, why did, you know, struggling for all those years to try to, you know, help this person, and just out of the blue. Yeah. Just out of the blue one day did it with no warning. And those are the, the ones that won't run around saying, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. That's, they're
looking for attention. Yeah. They're looking for attention,
It's the ones that never say anything about it.
The quiet ones. Yep.
Yep. And they just sneak off somewhere. But yeah, those same thoughts of, unfortunately the cleanup.
Or even the discovery, because he was married, he had no kids. And
well, in this situation, the discovery was immediate because there was somebody in the house.
Oh,
but
still, the discovery.
Well, here's the thing: the trauma from that's still around to this day.
I'm sure.
I mean, and this was, 10 years ago. Maybe I'm off a little bit, but it was about 10. I would say somewhere around 10 years ago. But the trauma of that, with that person doing that, the people that they left behind. It's, I always say it's kind of a coward's way out.
Yeah.
But then again, there are some people that are so troubled that,
it just spirals.
That's their only way to get away from this kind of stuff. But
And you say the trauma's still around with just this one person who, took his own life or took her own life, wherever. And the trauma just for that one person to go back. Now think about like our military and the guys, you always hear about PTSD and shell shock and all that stuff. When they were on the battlefield, hey man, that's your job. You need to go out there and shoot. And meanwhile, you hear stories about, I was just sitting there and my buddy just exploded next to me. I hate to make light of it, but I mean, now just the simple, I say simple, but the incident of someone killing themselves or taking their own life. Let's say killing is such a hard word to say, but taking their own life and someone finding him, that person now has that image in their mind who was not prepared to have that image in their mind ever.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, this situation that I'm talking about comparing to the one that you're talking about is exactly the same. So it's okay. The noise was heard, the shot was fired, and then immediately go out to where it happened to discover that and the aftermath of it. And then having to, go through the whole motion of, going and checking on them and seeing what's happened and calling the police and blah, 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 and having all of that stuff going on. And, it created so much trauma.
An alternate life for what the path you were on at the time, hey, tomorrow we're going to dinner. And then Thursday we got to pick up, whatever. And then all of a sudden, bang, now my life is, all those plans that I had even, a month or 2 months is completely gone because now I've got to go this direction in life.
Well, life totally changed. And I can relate to that. I've got a situation here with a family member that, we're dealing with that totally, you're headed down, like you said, headed down this path, and then all of a sudden here comes this big boulder in the way, and you got to figure out a way around it.
Yeah.
But for the people that are left behind, especially, if it's a disease, natural causes, or something like that,
you can mentally prepare for that. Yeah.
Yeah. But when somebody consciously chooses, and here's the thing, that's their decision.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Not saying that it's right. I don't agree with it. Like I said, I think it's kind of at times I want to say it's a coward's way out, but I know, like I said, some people are just so troubled that they feel like that's their only way to get any relief from what they're going through. But gosh, the trauma that it leaves behind for everybody. I mean, it's like, my gosh, you've just changed not one person's life.
Yeah.
You've changed tons of people's lives.
When I heard about the guy who actually killed himself, I actually, the first time ever in my whole entire life, thought about calling which is now 988, the suicide line. Not for me, I got thoughts of suicide, just to sit there and talk to someone about it, because I literally, even though, we're 5 degrees of separation, I haven't talked to the guy, but still, I knew the guy. I went to school with the guy. We hung out, for many years before the whole radio incident started. So I had a history of 15 years behind that. And then this happens, and I just was like, oh, I feel like I need to talk to him. I ended up talking to my wife, and she understood and all that. So that helped out. So just talk to someone, or the 988 is what I was leaning towards. I didn't do it, but I was like leaning toward it. All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back. Were you going to say something?
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Oprah.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. No, I can cut it in there. Go ahead.
No. I was just going to say, unfortunately, you're going to hear more and more about that kind of thing happening with the kind of crap going on in the world.
Yeah.
You're just going to you're going to hear more and more of it coming up next on Oprah.
Does the meat taste tastier off the bone?
All right. Come on, dude, with your leaf blower.
I can
work here.
All right, you ready?
I don't know. You want to wait till this guy's done?
Hold on.
I'm serious. Can you
quiet? Let me hear her. As long as you're talking, I can't hear him.
Okay.
Just don't shut up. No, I'm kidding. Well, as long as someone's
something out the window at him.
Yeah, as long as someone's talking, whether it be me or you, I can't hear him.
I mean, I don't know if he's blowing grass off of the sidewalk or if he's riding the thing.
It's all right.
Because it's like don't you just hold the button down?
I don't know. People are weird. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right. So Shayne.
Yeah.
I went to see a new doctor today. Well, same building, same everything. They had to rotate some doctors around. So I had a new doctor.
Male or female?
Female.
Very important. There's important reason I'm asking this.
Well, I don't know if I told you about the one that I had. She was a quote unquote nurse practitioner. You know, okay. She can do all the technical stuff, but I guess there's some stuff that she can't do. And she was probably in her mid 60s. She's got 2 kids. Here's the thing with her. She was all about, she had an agenda. You need to do intermittent fasting. You need to stay away from lagoons. You need to do that. You know, she was all the health food and constantly just constantly telling me all this stuff. I'm like, look, lady, you know, I got it. But then in the same sense, you know, my divorce, my ex-husband. And I'm like going, hey, hold on. You're giving me medical advice and you can't even keep your own life together is the way I look at it. You know, you're divorced, you got 2 kids and stepkids and stuff. No. I should be giving you life advice. You know. Mm-hmm. So anyways, something happened and she got transferred somewhere else. She was nice. I mean, she was real nice, but she had an agenda. She was mad at men, I think it was. But I got a new one, and this is an actual doctor. She's an MD. Doctor of Internal Medicine is her title. And
that's good. They're the ones that can track down your diseases for you.
Yeah, well, good. That's what I want. But she is probably, when I saw her, she came in the room. She's young, and I said, I've never seen you before. This is our first visit together. You know, I'm sitting on the paper table, and she says, well, I've been here for 5 years in this building. It's only 4 floors. It's a small little atrium health, and I said, oh, okay, well, hi, I'm, Travis. And she's like, hi, I'm Dr. Hamlin. And she's probably about 28 years old. I guess that would be a good, 28 years old. And you ever seen the show, the TV series Love on the Spectrum?
No.
So there's a girl on there that's getting a lot of buzz because, Love on the Spectrum is people that have autism. And they go on dates. They force these couples to have a relationship, which is kind of disturbing in itself. But this one girl has really, really branched off because when you look at her, you don't think autism. I'm going to share my screen here, and you guys can see this too over on the YouTube video. I'm going to share my screen here, and this is what she looks like. This girl right here. You see her?
Yeah. Very pretty.
Yeah, she's cute, but she's got autism. She's got like OCD type things going on.
Well, so do I, but undiagnosed.
So I'm sitting there and not that I felt uncomfortable, but I'm like going, oh, man.
So the girl you just showed on the screen, that's kind of what this new doctor looks like?
That's what the new doctor looks like. So I'm just sitting here and she's going through like my medicines and stuff. And I'm like going, God, what is she, can't I have an old guy, with glasses and moles on his face or something? I got to have this cute blonde girl that, eventually, Shayne, I'm going to have a full physical with her.
Mm-hmm.
This was just a checkup. This is just a follow up.
Sitting there going, "Is the prostate exam now? Can we do the? I'm ready.
I'm just here for a normal checkup on the medication I'm on and make sure I'm still alive. But can we go ahead and do the old swipey-roo thing? Just indulge me, please." But no, I mean seriously. Eventually, I'm going to have my pants down around my ankles, and she is going to. Yep.
So that's your hang up. You know that she's going to see,
my Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah. So, hey, look.
Normally I pay for that. Well, I guess I'm paying for it still.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, my goodness. There's a lot of people pay good money for that to be done.
Well, so
Don't sweat it. Don't sweat it. She's a medical professional.
And that's what I keep telling myself. She's a medical doctor. She's a medical doctor. She's a medical doctor. She's a medical doc. Why has she got those blue eyes, man? Jesus,
Is there any way you can do this prostate exam while looking me directly in the eyes?
Right. One hand on my shoulder.
As long as you don't get creepy, I think it'll be fine.
And you know what? I don't want to say I'm a ladies' man, but male or female, I can talk to anyone and not come off creepy. I can always just start up a conversation with someone like, "Hey, what's going on?" And, this is going on and not be creepy like some people I know.
Well, that's your opinion.
I was in.
I have a different. I have a different opinion about that.
What? That I'm creepy? That I'm creepy, or you're creepy?
You have a general creepiness.
Who? I do.
That's okay. It's just part of your personality. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Let's talk about.
No, Shane. Why am I creepy? I mean, I say some weird things to you.
I won't say creepy.
All right.
I won't say creepy. But just the fact that kind of stuff running through your mind at the doctor's office.
Like what kind of stuff? There's
got to be a hang up there or something, or there's something there that you might need to, get you an appointment with the psychologist and kind of work that out.
What do you mean? Come on, Shane, if you had a doctor that was somewhat attractive, and you're sitting there and you're like going, I don't know. I just felt weird. Do I trust her? Her opinions? Yes. Do I think she's a professional? Yes, I do.
Do you think she's enjoying the exam? No, I don't.
I'm sure she's not. But then, Shane, go back to all the other stories that I was talking about where I was getting like these looks and stuff from like cashiers and all these other things. And so that's snowballing in my mind with the little girl, these little girls that are kind of like, not little girls, but you know what I'm saying, other women that I've come across paths with that are like, I think she was hitting on me. I think I got the signal. I don't know. Mary, sorry, buddy.
Yeah, I think you're going to be okay. Here's what you do. Just go in the doctor's office when it's time. And she walks in and you go, just tell her right off the bat, say, "Listen, I know this is going to be invasive. It's going to be very personal, but we're going to keep it professional. I'm married." Just so you know, right now.
That right there is the creepy part. That is the creepy part. Like, I'm already going, "Look, babe, I am taken. All right. I don't know what you're thinking. I know you're looking me up and down like I'm a sirloin steak. All right, lady, I am taken." And she's like, "No, I just need to get your blood pressure and your medicals and stuff." "What are you talking about? You're creepy. Get out of my office."
I don't have to worry about this stuff. I mean, my doctors are with the VA. They're all foreign. I'm Mr. Shane.
Yeah.
Mr. Shane, over.
Oh, good to see you. Still eating corn? Good boy.
Oh, man. Oh.
So I was in
yeah.
I was in Publix. Speaking of corn, I was not Publix. Sorry, I was at Food Line the other day. God, the one out here by us is a trash heap.
Oh God.
I think they make it trashy, like they don't make it fancy, so poor people will shop there. Like the lighting sucks, like the tiles are all scuffed up, all the racking looks like second-rate racking. It's got like rust on where the shelf clicks into the upright. It's just garbage. And the people in there, whoo, man, I know their house stinks just by looking at them walking around.
What does that say about you being in there?
Well, I don't go there all the time because I don't like shopping there. But
yeah, neither do the rest of them.
When my grocery list only has like 5 items that I need, I will go to Food Lion. Now, it is 8 miles away, but I will go to Food Lion. Like today, as soon as we get done with the show, I'm going up to the next town over, Monroe, and I'm doing my shopping over at the Walmart, the fancy Walmart. But I was go ahead.
Maybe your buddy will be there out in the parking lot.
Oh, yeah. The creeper. He's missed me last. Yeah. So I'm walking in Food Lion, and the night before we had some kind of, I forget what it was, but it had corn in it. And corn and Busch Light do not go well together. So I had an emergency.
Oh my God.
And this happens all the time with me. My wife will be walking somewhere and she's like, "Are you good?" And I go, "Be right back." She's like, "Okay." And I do this little mad, like quick, fast paced walk. The one thing that I hate at, this Publix, or this, I say Publix because it's a habit for me, Food Lion, they've got a go into the bathroom, nice big bathroom. It's clean. It's the only thing clean in that store. The urinal, the stand-up urinal, and then the one stall, but it's a handicap stall, so it's like half the bathroom. You know what I mean? And I walk in, and the guy's just finishing up at the urinal. He's over there washing his hands. And I push on the door to the stall, and it's locked. And I'm like, oh, shit. Suck it up. Suck it up. And I'm looking under the stall, and I see like a pair of flip-flops. And I'm like, oh, God, this guy's going to be in there forever. So I kind of collect myself, wash my hands like, oh, I just came in here to wash my hands. I don't have to shit. Mm-hmm. Wash my hands, and I kind of take a step out of the bathroom and kind of walk down one of the freezer frozen food aisles and waiting for this guy to get out. Now, 3 or 4 minutes goes by, which is a long time when you're prairie dogging, Shane. Mm-hmm. And I finally saw him come out. And the reason why I said I saw him come out is because I recognize his shoes. I'm like, oh, there's the flip-flops that he had. I never saw the guy's face, of course. He's in the stall. And he walks out. Now, in my mind, this is how my mind works. My mind goes, do I run the risk of going in there and sitting on a warm seat that this guy's ass just came off of? Or do I let the seat cool down a little bit, get back to the frozen room temperature that is the bathroom, and then go? So I waited. I opted to wait. And I'm literally like,
that's what's on your mind. You're not worried about MRSA or did the guy flush? You're just worried about the seat temperature.
That's all I was worried about. And then I go in there and I look in the toilet, and the guy that was in there is one of those fuckers that like to shit and leave it for everyone else to come see. So I look at it, I'm like, God, oh, fucking mighty, really? So I got to fucking flush the toilet, wait for all that to go down, flush it again, just in case there's any residue.
Yeah.
And then proceeded to, take care of business, and then I was out. But
so is this like a common problem that you have? Like, sometimes you got an emergency.
Yeah, I don't have Crohn's or anything, but it's the combination of, if you drink a lot of beer, the night before, and then you had some kind of roughage in your dinner. Usually you have the, what do they call it? The GIs squirts or something.
Yeah. Well, let me give you some advice.
Okay.
Why don't you take a roll of plastic tarp with you when you go to that exam? It'll go in there. That's what you need to do. When she walks in, have the room looking like a
kill room.
Dexter.
Yeah, like a kill room.
All right, honey, I'm ready. Might want to step back, step to the side.
No, but it was all I was worried about was that warm seat.
Yeah, I get it.
Because in my mind, I'm thinking, if I sit on a warm seat, that's no different than Shane, you pulling down your pants and bending over, me pulling down my pants and bending over, and us pressing butt cheeks together. That's the way
I know. I mean, it's okay. So since you brought that up,
all right,
and everybody will attest to this that knows me. I don't shit in public
at all.
No.
Sometimes you can't help it.
Oh yes, you can. But it'll destroy your colon, but I'm not going to do it.
I was going to say, something's going to happen. You're going to end up.
No, there have been times when we've took off, to go to the next town over, or, going out to eat or something. And I'll turn around and go back home, or we'll be out and about doing something. I'll have to come home.
Not me.
I'm just not going to do it.
Don't care. I do not care. You could have jailhouse toilet, no walls, no nothing. If I got to go, sorry, bud. If someone comes in, I'm like going, hey man, we've all been in jail before, go on about your business.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to stick my ass on something that 4,000 other people that day have put their ass on.
Well, I examine it a little bit.
You're never going to come up and grab you. But of course, from now on, I'll just be worried about the seat temperature.
All right. Stick around, guys.
We'll carry a blowtorch with me just to heat that thing up before it goes.
Boil all the diseases off?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Really? Just the seat temperature? That's all you're worried about?
Well, I do give it a little deep dive. I look, make sure there's no piss on it. Make sure, sometimes they had the hand sanitizer right there at the door or something. I'll wipe that on my hands and then grab a paper towel and then wipe my hands with the paper towel. And then I'll take the paper towel and kind of transfer the hand sanitizer on the seat. So I'm not just raw dogging it.
Well, you remember,
yes, I do.
We used to work with one of the drivers. He got MRSA on the back of his leg from a public toilet seat.
Who was that?
Shaw did.
Who?
Coop.
Oh, did he really? Well, he poops in weird places, anyways.
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm coming home. I'm either coming home or I'm Tony Stewart it.
What's Tony Stewarting it?
You know the NASCAR driver, Tony Stewart.
Yeah.
During the middle of a race, he had some issues, so he just
shit himself.
Yes, he did. And they were like trying to get him for a post race interview, and he's like running down there trying to get to the trailer. And he's like, I can't talk.
Yeah, I got cream corn in my pants.
Ugh, and beer.
Yeah. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
So Shane,
what's up?
I did that prom the other night for the Jehovah's Witnesses or something next door.
Yeah, I was going to ask you how it ended. I watched some of you sent me that link for the live stream, so I watched some of it, but I didn't see how it all ended, how it all got broke down. But
who was in the room with you?
My wife. No.
Yeah,
that was my dad.
Oh, was that your dad?
Yeah.
I'm like, Shane, you look 50 years older. What happened?
No, that was my dad. So my wife had surgery that day,
right?
And I had left her at the hospital, so he was over here helping out.
So what was your opinion as far as what you saw and the music that you heard?
The music was fine. I don't think it fit the age group. I don't know what in the world those kids were listening, listen to otherwise, but you just, you don't have much choice. You got to play what you got to play. But I mean, I told you I was speechless.
Why? What made you speechless about the prom? Now we were live streaming this because a lot of the parents wanted to watch their kids at home and their aunts and uncles, they can see their kids or their nieces and nephews. And
shit, they weren't watching that.
Shane,
they were all getting freaky.
It was a packed house on the live stream. It was a packed house.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay. So I don't want to use the term nerd.
You can say nerd.
But
that's a positive term.
I wish my kids would have turned out to be nerds, but what a nerd fest, man. I'm telling you, bless their little hearts.
Well, they're all homeschooled, and they don't have any social really interaction with each other or with.
That's what I detected. Is just social awkwardness. Like this is everybody in there. That's their first party.
Yeah, exactly. Now this will be my fourth prom because he's got 6 kids over there, and each one, every year one's graduating or having a prom or something. And some of these kids I've seen like 2 or 3 times, because they're all on the same grade levels all together. And I'm sitting there talking to the dad. I'm like, I remember him. And who's that? And he's giving me the whole breakdown of everything. And Shane, they were doing arm wrestling at the table. There were 6 girls and 20 guys, and they're all dressed. I mean, they are all dressed to the nines. Nice suits, nice ties. Everyone was respectable. Everyone was white. There wasn't a whole lot of diversity in this group of people. You know, the kids are being homeschooled, and what
are you talking about?
You got Tupac up in there. There was one guy, big guy. He's about as big as me. I'm like, God, how old is that kid? Oh, he's 16. I said, does he play football or anything? And he's like, no, he's actually he's a computer. He likes to do computer programming. I'm like, of course he does. You know, 6'1",
head of the math team,
right? But he's got like long hair down to about underneath his chin. He's got that 16-year-old beard that's all like patchy and stuff. And the thing was, all the kids had to put in a request to the father who was having the party of what songs they wanted to hear. So, you know, it's all this, and all the music was all 80s all day long.
So was the request, did they had to go through the father so he could approve it?
Yes. Believe it or not, yes. And this one song came through I'm looking at the request thing. I'm like going, who the hell is this band? I forget what it was. And Shayne, if I could have shut the party down, this would have been the song to shut the party down. It starts off like this.
Well,
hold on.
Can you play it? Can you play it instead of telling us what it is?
I don't have the song here anywhere. Okay. But it started out like this. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, this is my kind of music. Yeah. I'm looking around to see who's liking this song, who's requested this song. And I'm looking at him. He's just freaking shaking his head in the corner going, yeah. And he's going, whoa, whoa. I'm like, oh, dude, talking about a pea and a odd person in a festival or something, man. You stuck out like a sore thumb, and everyone's like kind of walking around like going, holy Jesus, praise Jesus, oh my God. And I'm like, yes, and I gave him the devil horns, and he's devil horning me back. And the song ended, and then it went back to step by step, ooh, baby, step by step, or whatever those songs are.
That's like crossing over that line in town.
Yeah. Don't go over there.
This group of people, and you cross the road, and it's totally different.
This one.
Well, go ahead. That's good though. I mean, I'm surprised that Dad let Damage Plan through.
I don't know if it was Damage Plan. It was either like Lamb of God. They probably thought Lamb of God. Oh, it's Jesus. I love Lamb of God. You know. Hell.
So I'm sure Dad thought it was something different, and this kid just slipped it through.
The father came down. The guy who was hosting the prom. Now my voice is all fucked up. The father comes down and goes, "Who requested this?" And I go, I'm looking out over the room. I go, who do you think? And the guy's just standing in the corner, just freaking shaking his head around. Rah, rah, rah. He's like, oh my God. I said, yeah, it's awesome, isn't it? He's like, no, this is horrible.
Well, at least he didn't have to rat the kid out. He ratted himself out.
Yeah. There was one kid though. The only way I could describe him, he's about 5'2", is if Carrot Top and Mick Jagger had a kid.
Oh my God.
He's as skinny as a rail, but had moves. Man, he had moves. He would.
I think I remember seeing that guy.
He was dancing all over the place. He had like a red hair, but it was nice. It wasn't the curly Carrot Top hair. He had a nice tight hair. Hold on, I gotta get a drink. And he was dancing. He brought his own camera, his own tripod, okay? So he could dance in front of his own camera on the dance floor.
God.
And
see, that's what's so cool about homeschool kids. Now listen, I'm not knocking it at all. I wish we could have done it with our kids, but they can be so weird sometimes that they're fun to watch. They're entertaining.
They don't know that they're weird because they're socially awkward. And I think I think the guy's name was Chester or something like that. And all the girls were coming over and they were like going, I said, what's up with that kid? Oh, that's Chester. He always does that. And I'm like, does he really? And they're like, yeah, he always brings his camera and his tripod. And I go, does he do like TikTok? No. We're not allowed to say TikTok in that area. Not in that prom. They were not allowed to say. No, he just does it for himself.
Really?
I'm like, yeah, for himself. Right. But
the lotion on its skin, but it gets the hose again.
Here's let me give you this right here will sum up this guy's character all in one request that he came up. He came up to me. Now I had the internet going, so I could pull up, if I didn't have the song, I could pull up the video and play the audio from the video. He came up to me and asked for, do you have any Dolly Parton? And I said, what? I'm thinking in my mind, like 9 to 5, Islands in the Stream, the top Dolly Parton songs. He picked this deep cut from, I don't know where it came from, like young Dolly Parton. And I said, okay. And I played it and I'm like going, all right. He knew every word. He was dancing through the whole entire song, and it's one of the old songs. So songs weren't over 3 minutes long. They were only like 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Knew every word, danced the whole entire song. And then the song ended and I went back to, whatever the 80s song one. I wear my sunglasses at night. And then my wife was standing next to me and she's like, who requested this? Because she just happened to walk up. And I said, Chester right there did. She goes, oh, well, that
makes sense.
Yeah, she goes, that makes sense. And here's what even made more sense. On your cell phone, those little circle pops that are on the back so you can hold your phone?
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about? My wife goes, well, look at what's on the back of on this circle pop. What picture that is? And I go, I can't see with the lights and stuff. She's like, it's Dolly Parton. So he's got Dolly Parton on his phone in homeschool, dancing with his own tripod and camera in the middle of a floor with all these homeschool kids.
And a trunk full of condoms.
I don't know about that. But yeah, so it was an experience. So that's basically how it ended. That type of stuff.
Well, like I said, I'm not knocking homeschool. I wish I could have done it with my kids, but they are very entertaining, and they're weird, but that's okay. All of them they're going to be everybody's boss here pretty soon. So
who knows what happens? Yes. All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back.
Chester,
I think that was his name. It was something simple like that.
I'm going to buy a cat and we'll name it Chester.
We had a cat named Cheeto because he was orange. Come here, Cheeto.
Whatever happened to Sarah Jessica?
Oh, she she got like a jaw or tooth infection, and it kept having a cyst, and it kept popping, and the cyst would pop and stuff. And I think she probably died of like blood poisoning because she got so infected. She just went behind the bushes somewhere. I found her one day, like skin and bones, and she died.
Oh, that sucks. I don't like cats, but that sucks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she lived a good life. We gave her the best 2 years of her last life or whatever.
Here, live in the garage.
Right. You ready? One more segment, we'll get out of here.
Okay.
Shane, do you ever have like a desire or like a craving? Like, what is your biggest food craving that you would that you have to have? Like, oh man, nothing's going to stop you. I gotta have this, whether it be chocolate or peanut butter or something like that, or chicken.
So this is
chicken sandwich or something.
That. Yeah, this is the way I always categorize it. If I'm on death row, what's my last meal?
Okay, yeah, that's a good way to do it.
Okay,
what's your last meal?
So mine would be a dozen assorted Krispy Kreme donuts and a gallon of chocolate milk.
Now, do you have that at the house? Is that a craving that you actually physically have to have at the house too?
Yeah, well, that's breakfast every day.
Oh, speaking of breakfast every day, back to my doctor's thing, I lost 7 pounds. So I'm down 7 pounds since November. So little update.
Did you leave 14 beers out of your pocket when you went in?
I just didn't drink a whole case that day.
Yeah, that's kind of like if I were just to sit down and do something gluttonous, that would probably be. But no,
What do you have a weakness for?
Krispy Kreme donuts and chocolate milk.
Okay, so there you go. That's end of discussion. I can eat that Monday through Friday, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and maybe snacky poo at night.
Yep. So
for some reason, I don't know how it came to be, but your taste changes over the years. As you get older, you learn to develop different tastes, and sometimes you lose a lot of taste. That's why the older that I get or people get, you tend to see them like put more hot sauce on things.
Or salt.
Or salt, correct.
Salting.
So sometime around Easter, we had a big spiral cut ham. And I made the joke about my dad, growing up at family dinner tables, he would ask for like horseradish for, the ham and stuff. Mm-hmm. Something that wasn't on the table. He had to have it. Now I realize that I have that same, I don't want to call it addiction, but I have this craving. Like I can smell horseradish. I'm like, I got to have something with horseradish on it. And we bought 2 hams for Easter. One was spiral cut, and then the other one, I've got a meat slicer, the little 2-pounder guy like that, 3-pounder. I said, we'll slice it up and have ham sandwiches. So I put it on the meat slicer. I'm slicing it all up. So I've been eating ham sandwiches for lunch with the good horseradish that's in the glass jar.
The prepared horseradish.
Prepared
That's
horseradish.
what it's called.
Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Now I'll rotate between that and then there's a mustard that has horseradish in it on my eggs instead of ketchup.
Yeah, that's Grey Poupon has got that in there. But what gives horseradish that funky taste?
That bite?
I like it too. Yeah, what gives it that? Is it? I don't know what the ingredient is that.
Well, let's decipher this. I know radishes have a little bit of bite to them, right?
I don't think there's some radishes in horseradish.
I don't think, and I've never eaten a horse.
Look it up. Because there are radishes and horse. I don't think there's any horses in there either.
So I've eaten radishes before. I've never had the horse. So you ask what the bite is. I'm going to say it's the horse.
Yeah, but which one's doing the biting? The horse.
The horse. Oh yeah, well, but yeah, it's. I think it's a root. I could be totally wrong on that, but I've been known to make stuff up.
I'm looking it up now, but I'm going to agree with you on that.
On what?
That it's some sort of root.
Oh yeah. So as you're looking,
all right, here we go. The distinctive pungent taste of horseradish is from the compound allyl. I can't even say that word.
It's all right.
Allyl isothiocyanate.
That's it. That's what's getting me.
Oh, okay. So horseradish is it's like a plant.
So you can buy, like, go to the plant store or agricultural center and buy a horseradish plant.
Yes.
So is there like...
Yeah, so that you've got radishes and then you've got a horseradish.
Oh, okay. I'd assume the horseradish is white.
I don't know.
Like all white, like a radish would be, like a parsnip. It's the honky cousin of a carrot.
Okay. But I heard it put that way. Yes, it does have white flesh.
All right, so there you go, horseradish. But I've been craving it.
You're coming really, really close to running off our one blacklist. You better just watch it.
It's all right. I'll play some rap in between these songs or in between the breaks.
Okay. Yeah, I like horseradish too, but I will dip just about anything in that.
In horseradish?
Like oh yeah.
See,
any kind of meat. Do you put it? Oh, let me tell you something. Cook you a nice filet mignon.
Chef Shayne here.
Cut of steak. Good cut of steak, and just smear it with horseradish.
I think that would pull away from a good cut of steak, though. No.
No.
I'll try.
No, don't smear it on there, but just get you a nice cut on your fork and just a little dip in there. But are you familiar with the? I'm not trying to plug this company, but I will if you want me to.
Yeah, sure.
Sweet Baby Ray's sauces.
Yeah, I like Sweet Baby Ray. I like their buffalo sauce.
They have it's called their secret sauce. It looks like Chick-fil-A sauce. It's kind of a tannish color, but that's got horseradish in it.
Does it really?
It is. Oh my God, that stuff, you can dip anything in that stuff.
Let me write this down because that's what I'm getting at the store today. Sweet Baby Ray's secret. What's it called?
Secret sauce.
Secret sauce. I'm going to get it. I've seen it at the store and I was like going, it looks like a mayonnaise mustard based thing. I was like, well, I could do that at home.
No, it's horseradish based. So I want a full review of it next show.
All right. I'll get that. I got to write this down or I'll forget. Sweet Baby Ray's horseradish secret sauce.
No,
secret.
Doesn't say horseradish on there anywhere.
I know, but it says secret sauce. Secret sauce. Got it.
And you can dip Oreo cookie in there.
All right, I can do that.
But any kind of meat or like French fries or tater tots or chips, you can use it as a spread on your sandwich.
I might do that, especially if it's low calorie.
Well, it's not low calorie.
Well, I mean, carb free or whatever, something like that. As long as there's not a whole lot of sugar in it. That's something my wife keeps instilling in my mind. Make sure you get stuff, if you're going to choose between one or the other, make sure the other one doesn't have a high content of sugar in it, just for health reasons between, the two of us and stuff.
Well, you're going to have to throw all that away to try this stuff because it's got a lot of sugar in it. It's got a lot of carbs in it. That's what makes it taste good.
I'll just strain it out. Oh.
So it's not gonna work.
Yeah, we're going on vacation next week. So you and I will be on my other podcast together next week.
Hiatus. Where are you going?
We're going down to Savannah, Georgia. We've driven through it so many times. Moving when we were moving up here from North Carolina from Florida. Never really saw the city. Everyone was like, "Oh, you should see Savannah." And every time we drive through highway, we're like, "Oh, this place is kind of garbagey looking." But I'm
it's not the prettiest city.
Well, I mean the highway portion of it, but I mean the closer you get to the water. So we've got a Airbnb that we're going to get into, and we're going to spend 4 days down there. So one of the things that we got that brand new truck out there. My wife, we haven't washed it since we got it, and it's just like there's clay from her riding boots in the what am I looking for? What's the word? The floor mats.
Floor mat?
Yeah, thank you. Ding. And, there's rocks and stuff from the driveway, the pebble gravels and stuff. Sit in the floor mats. I hate the floor mats in this truck, by the way. So are you, let me ask you this before you get any further. Are you like me? You can't, if you're going on a long trip, it can't be in a nasty car. No. And that's where that's where I'm going with this. I had to clean it. I'm like going, let's get this thing detailed a little bit. There's bird shit on it and stuff because there's a big overhanging tree on the driveway. And there's a guy, because we live out in the middle of fucking nowhere, there's a guy that down around the corner from us, about 2 miles, he's got a big sign out front that says detailed cars, and he's got 2 phone numbers out there. And I always see him out there. He's got a, nice setup. He's got a huge covered area. I always see like the trunks open and the doors open. Every time I drive by there, going to Food Line to take a shit, I see him taking the cleaning the car up. I said, well, let's take the truck over there and see what happens. So I pull up. He's got a long driveway. Come off the highway, long driveway, and I park and I get out. He doesn't even pop. He pops his head up. He's in the back of a hatchback or something. He's vacuuming. He pops his head up, looks at me, and then just goes right back to working again. And I'm like going, hey man, what's going on? He's like, what's up? Now, this guy's probably, I'm going to say my age, but he looks twice as old. One of these guys who's smoked every day of his life since he was 2. He probably weighs 140 pounds, bald, with a shaved bald head. And
like he just come off a fishing ship or something, fishing vessel.
That's exactly what he looks like. These scrawny little arms, tan, leather hide. And he's got his company shirt on. He's got a nice... one of those dry wick shirts on that says, Randall's Detailing. And I said, are you booked? Are you booked? Can you work in this truck here? First thing I was out, man, I hate doing those trucks. I'm like, all right, well, we're off to a good start. He's like, Tommy Jones down the road that's got the black GMC. He got the 3500. He had the 2500. He got the 3500 GMC Denali. This is a high country, so it's about the same thing. He goes, man, that thing's it's black too. He's like, thank God you didn't buy a black truck. This is him talking to me. No lie. It's got a coating on there. No matter what I did, what I do, I cannot get the damn water spots off the truck. He's like, I buffed and they come right back. And he opens up the door. He's like, oh man, that's a nice interior. We've got the tan and gray interior, leather and all that. And he's like, oh man, that's a nice interior. He shuts the door. He goes, man, I honestly hate doing these trucks. He goes, I I'm like, well, I just need to wash and wax and kind of vacuum everything out. I said, there's nothing dirty. It's not messy. The floor mats are a little messy, and it just needs a wash and a wax. He goes, man, it takes me about 7 hours to do this truck with all the detailed trim and all that. He goes, Tommy Jones down the road, I charge him about $450 for his.
Oh,
yeah. I'm like, well, I'm not Tommy Jones.
Yeah, and you have a nice day, sir.
And he goes, it ain't that dirty in there. I said, no, because my wife is the only one that drives it, and we've had this truck for almost a year now. There's only 4,000 miles on it. That's how much we drive this truck. So that's how not dirty this dirty truck is. So I go, all right. He goes, I could probably do it for $350. And we got to talking a little bit, and he's got some donkeys out there, and he's telling me this life story about his wife rode horses and found the horse dead in a ditch somewhere, and just all this crazy stuff that these backwood country people, Jesus Christ. I'm like going, all right. By the time we ended up wrapping up the conversation, he goes, I can do it for $300. I said, okay. I go, are you booked? He goes, man, he's like, tomorrow I'm wide open, but that could fill up like that. I go, okay. I go,
that's not what I asked you.
Right.
But okay.
I go, you got a business card? And he goes, man, I just got rid of my last ones. The guy who made my business cards shorted me about 50 to 150 business cards, and he won't give them to me. I ain't talking to him no more. And I go, all right, useless information there that I didn't need.
All right, dude, do you have any cleaning supplies?
Yeah. Oh, then he started getting into the cleaning supply thing. He goes, you see those shelves right there? I got about probably $6,000 worth of chemicals on that shelf over there to do these vehicles. I said, okay, dude,
what's your point?
I'm like, yeah, that's cost of doing business there.
Yeah, I didn't expect you to clean my truck with a rag coated with your spit.
So I said, all right. I said, I'll go out there and take a picture of your sign out there on the road. I said, is your number the top one or the bottom one? He's got, him and his wife's number. He goes, mine's the top one, I think. I go, all right, well, I'm not calling you, but all right. Took a picture of his thing in good faith, got in the truck and kind of backed out and drove. Because he was literally, right around the corner from me, 2 miles around the road. I drove home, told my wife. She's like, what? No way. So guess what I ended up doing all day yesterday?
Detailing your truck. And
my shoulders are, I'm up and down, a little 3-step ladder to get to the top and get to the hood because, it's a big 2500. It's got, 22-inch rims on it with jacked up tires and all this stuff. I'm like, oh, Jesus.
Well, I mean, I'm shocked. Well, if you go to somewhere like Auto Bell or something like that, they're going to, I don't know, what is it, $50, $60 there?
Something like that, yeah.
But, they do an okay job. But, I mean, to pay $300 or $400 for to clean a vehicle that's just going to get dirty again in a day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was.
I just don't see the point in it.
Now, I had a blue Chevy Silverado before this one, and I would take it to the dealership once a year and have them completely detail it. But I'm telling you, when I say completely detail, they shampoo the carpets, they vacuum everything. The seats are all, washed and waxed and all the other stuff. And it was $250 just for that. And it's just I think it was the 1500 it was a 1500 that I have. As to where this is 2500, there's not much difference in size. So $250, I'm happy paying $250. Detail the whole thing. They, pressure wash the engine and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I always, I change the oil in my vehicles. I do it all myself because I don't trust anybody else. So, I don't like to clean them, but I usually end up doing it myself because I cannot, my brain can't process paying $200, $300, $400 to clean your car.
But here's the thing though. If he wasn't such a dumbass and such an asshole about it, if he would have said, hey, how you doing, sir? Oh, my God, that's a beautiful truck. Man, I can make that thing spit and shine. And if he would have just kissed my ass just a little bit, I would have I would have been stuck on the 350. I would have gone, 350? Yep, sure, take it. I got all faith in you. But when you come out and go, man, I hate doing them trucks and Timmy Jones and this and shit and chemicals and my dog's over there pissing and oh my God, my wife died and my dog died and shit. I'm like going, all right, dude, see you later. I mean, just kiss kiss my ass a little bit, and
Well, He's not supposed to kiss your ass. He's supposed to take your money. Clean your car and take your money.
Well, I mean, customer service is number one, I guess.
Well, I mean, you're out in the country, Travis. I mean, you're lucky he didn't bend you over a tree stump and give you a prostate exam.
What's that canoe for?
Got a big old house out back here where I keep all my chemicals.
Come on over. I'll show you.
Don't ever pay for, don't ever do that.
I'd rather take it to the dealership and have them do it. I know there's a bunch of kids back there and doing it, but if I have a problem, I can go to the manager and go, look, this is still dirty. This is still dirty. This is still dirty. Fix it. If I go to him,
they've got all those funky little things like the gel or whatever it is, that sticky, almost like putty that they, can suck all the crumbs and stuff up out of all the crevices.
And we don't eat in the truck. I've got all the cups that we have little, sippy cup tops on them.
I'm telling you, by the time you get home, you're going to have dust all over the dash. You're going to have you're going to have trash, off the bottom of your shoe in the floor, in your carpet. It just doesn't. Get you one of those little handheld vacs and keep them in there.
Oh, I've got a small little brush with a dustpan. I literally, like, when I get out, because my wife's got her riding boots. She puts her riding boots on it in the truck, and I'm like, babe, sweep, 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 dump on the ground. That's it.
Well, that's why you should have had kids. Yeah. That's why you should have had kids. You could have paid your kid $50 to
That's exact, babe.
Clean your car.
We're gonna have kids. Why? I need someone to detail my car.
Yeah, well, it's like the farm kids, but you usually end up paying the money and not getting the work done.
Yeah. What else you got going on? Anything?
I'm going to try out my smoker tomorrow, my new one, my propane. I fired that thing up. I mean, the heat just went up on I seasoned it like you said to do.
Yeah.
I did put some wood chips in there to season with it, some apple wood. But the seals, all the little modifications that you made fun of me, they worked perfect.
Well, I want to see a picture of it.
I'm so happy I didn't listen to you.
Post it. Yeah, go over to the Facebook page and post it. Our Facebook page, the This Is 50 Facebook page.
I'll post it while it's pouring smoke out of it.
All right, that'll be good.
Yeah, but I don't know what I'm going to do yet. If I'm going to do a butt or a brisket or what.
Do both.
Remains to be seen.
All right. What else you got going on? Anything?
Other than that,
nothing.
Other than that, just drinking some beer.
All right. Well, that sounds like my day too. I got a live event I got to do tomorrow, so I got to be up at 8, or I got to be there at 8 o'clock for a live event.
Is it another homeschool event?
No. This is for the other podcast that I do, the horse podcast that I do.
Oh,
yeah. We're at a feed. We're at a feed store, so we're gonna.
Well, that ought to be exciting.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun. A lot of horse talk this Saturday.
Well, maybe you can get some good horseradish while you're there.
Maybe.
What are you gonna do with that horse right there, buddy? It looks a little sick.
Looks a little spicy.
Out of it.
A little spicy. Let's get that horse over here. All right, Shane. Let me let you go.
All right. See you. Bye.
See you. Bye.